Hi, it's John here from GPS Trainer. Welcome to the latest walk and talk. It's a sunny Sunday morning in late February in Northumberland, and I'm going to do a 7-mile walk this morning. What GPS units am I going to navigate with? It's going to be with the TwoNav Aventura 2 Plus. So what do we need to do first? I need to quickly plan the route on our free route planning software, and that's what I did yesterday. So before we start our walk, we need to just quickly plan it on the GPS Training free Ordnance Survey route planning software. So if you go to our website, which is gpstraining.co.uk, and click on OS Planner on the top menu bar. Now it's centered on Rothbury because that's where we're based, but again, if you want to search for another location, you can just search in the search box there and find the location that you're looking for. So before I do any planning, I always have a quick overview of where you want to go, because what I'll do is I'll then zoom in and get the more detailed 1 to 25k mapping. So we're here, we're just going to go up through what we call 3 fields, up onto what we call the Carriageway, come down here, then we're going to come down to Thropton, down by the river, across this way, round this track here, and then we're just going to come back along the riverside and back into Rothbury. So it's not a massive length of walk, but it's nice to get a strout and stretch our legs. So what I want to do is I then zoom in, and then I say we're going to start here, which is, I'm just going to create a route. Every time there's a major corner on the map, I just click away. So there we are, it's just under 7 miles in length, 6.72 miles. I'm just going to rename it here. And what you do is you just export this to your PC or your Mac. Down at the bottom, you download the GPX file. Just take it to the download section, and then you just need to transfer that onto your GPS device. There's some videos below if you don't know how to do that. Nice thing about this TwoNav is that you can send it either via USB cable plugged into your PC or Mac, or if you don't have a PC or Mac, if you've done this on a tablet or a mobile phone, you can wirelessly send it to your TwoNav Aventura 2 Plus via the relevant app. But again, there's more videos of that, how to do that within the online resource, which is our online training centre here from GPS Training. Now we've got the route on our GPS unit, we need to do a couple of things at the start of our walk, and the key thing is we need to load that route into the GPS unit. So GPS unit today has both the 1 to 25k mapping and also the 1 to 50k mapping. So what do we need to do at the start of the day's walking? Just quickly going to make sure we've got a satellite stick, so we just tap on the top and we can come down, and there's one that says GPS. We can tap on there, satellite system, and we can see it's got a GPS fix. It's GPX fixed there, and there's a 10-figure grid reference down at the bottom. It's got an amazing 3 feet accuracy, which is just unbelievable, isn't it, really? So what else do we need to do? We need to just calibrate the compass, which I've already done, and then now we just need to load up the route. So we just press the start button here, follow a route. Nice thing about the TwoNav is you actually can put things in folders. So again, we've created a folder which is called Northumberland. We tap on that. We've got 2 walks, the 2 walks in there. TwoNav walk and talk GPX. We tap on that, and there it is there at the top. Overlays it on the map, just confirm it's the right one, and we literally just press go, and off we go. Because we're off route, we get this little arrow at the top, but the route just starts just behind me, so I'm just going to follow the detailed map, and once we get on the route, this little arrow will vanish. So it was a frosty night last night, but the sun's coming up now and it's going to get really quite warm. First part of this walk is quite a steep climb. It's what's called the Carriageway drive. So Cragside, which is a National Trust property now, which used to be the former home of Lord Armstrong, is just away to my left here. And this Carriageway drive is where Lord Armstrong would take his guests to have a carriage around the estate and look down on Rothbury and some of the other sites. So this actually starts and finishes from Cragside Estate. It's this track, and it rises up to the high ground above Rothbury. You get some very stunning views. So climb up and let's see what we think of this Aventura 2 Plus. So who are TwoNav and what GPS units are we stocking from them?
TwoNav is a Spanish company, Spanish manufacturer of outdoor GPS units. We've been working with them now for 2.5 months, and it's been a real breath of fresh air working with them. They come back quickly with answers. They have any queries, they come back, and actually it's really quite impressive. There was a software update that came out just this week, and they've actually incorporated into that software update a couple of queries and additions that we thought this unit would benefit from. So it's really nice that they're listening and they incorporate our thoughts and feedback into those software updates. GPS units, there's 3 units that we're stocking here at GPS Training, which is the TwoNav Cross Plus, which is the smallest screen GPS unit. I'm going to be careful when I say smallest screen, because one thing to be aware of, it's the same size screen that we're finding on the Oregon 700, Garmin GPS Map 67, those size GPS units. So it's actually not a small screen GPS unit, but it's the smallest in their range. Then there's the Terra. The Terra, if you've not already seen it, I've done a walk and talk with the TwoNav Terra, which is exactly the same screen size that this Aventura 2 does. But what the Aventura 2 does, or 2 Plus rather, which is their top of the range GPS unit, what the addition that this unit has is it has a interchangeable battery. So that's an interchangeable battery on the GPS unit with a stunning 36 hours of battery life. Other thing you can do when we're talking about the battery life is you can run it off AA batteries. There's a AA battery adapter, and we've done a little bit of testing here at GPS Training, and running it on just normal Duracell AA batteries, we're getting 6 to 8 hours of battery life out of it. But again, when we ran it on some lithium or lithium ion batteries, some throwaway batteries, Energizer, a really nice brand of those batteries, we actually got 16 to 18 hours of battery life just running it off those AA batteries in quite cold conditions as well. So really nice versatile GPS. So it can be run off AA batteries, but you've got this 36 hours with this interchangeable battery. The other thing you get on this unit, which we don't get on the Terra, is that we get a micro SD slot on the unit, which means that you can have both 1 to 25k mapping and 1 to 50k mapping, and also have your European mapping on the GPS unit. With the Terra, without that expandable memory, we can only have either a 1 to 50k mapping and 1 to 25k mapping in addition to the European mapping. Yes, you could take off the European mapping and have both map sets, but again, with this one, because it's expandable memory, we can pile all the maps on it. It's the maps that take up the space on any memory on a GPS unit. It also has a built-in SIM card in this unit as well, which means that you can do live tracking. Now that's tethered to, that needs to be done off a mobile phone network, or off the mobile phone network. So it's very similar than what we see a lot on a lot of the smartphones. But you can track, or you can get people to let people track, and you can see where we are. And you even have an SOS button on there. But I must say it works off a mobile phone network rather than two-way satellite communication with a subscription. You get this free for the first number of months, and then there's a small subscription charge afterwards. So it's worth a look at about that. Screen size on this is exactly the same as we see on the Terra, but this also has buttons at the bottom, where the Terra has touchscreen and buttons, but the buttons are kind of built into the glass of the screen at the bottom. This has proper rubber buttons, so it's a true Four Seasons outdoor GPS unit, which means you can use it with your thick gloves on. What I found with the Terra is that I do have to take my gloves off to press the buttons down at the bottom. But I'm comparing those two units. The key difference is the size of the Aventura. It's a little bit, well, it's a little bit bulky, it's a little bit deeper, and the key thing is weight. So roughly, and again I'm going to round things up and down, 300 grams for Aventura, 200 grams for the Terra. And that for me is the key difference, the size and also the weight. And therefore that also then comes down to how we carry this GPS unit. With the Terra, we can carry it on a backpack tether or a carabiner or something. With this one, you've got to carry it on a carry case. I've tried carrying that carry case in lots of different areas. It actually will fit on my rucksack strap here, but I found having it on my waist strap makes it easier for me to lift the unit in and out of the case. So you've got to carry it around that waist belt. Again, if people have had other experiences, let me know in the comment box below how you've been carrying it, but I find it's easier to carry it around that waist pack there. Alternatively, I'm not against, and I've not done this with Garmin's, I'm not against putting TwoNavs in pockets, because the nice thing is you can just press the power button lightly on the side, it switches off the screen so you don't accidentally touch it, and you can pop it in your pocket. And again, they're not massive GPS units, there's no reason why you can't just do that. So that's the main summary really of the Aventura. I'm just going to stop here because you might recognise some of these views that we're doing here. Swing you around. Hopefully you can see the sun's kind of shining on my back now, but we've got Simonside Hills away in the distance, so you've seen a lot of walk and talks I've done on the Simonside Hills, so hopefully you can work out I'm now to the south of Rothbury, which is down below. You can see the River Coquet. This is the river running its way down the valley bottom. Again, I don't know if you can spot Hospital down the bottom and looking over to the glorious Simonside Hills. So this is where we're going to head, just over here. And I'm going to go out there, get some lovely views. I think it's one of the finest viewpoints of Rothbury. We get some lovely views as we look down. So that's where we are. That's the GPS unit that we've got. I really like it. It's been hugely popular, again, for those people doing multi-day hikes and things. The thought that we can change that battery is really a key feature with it. And again, we can have those multiple map sets. Now with those maps, you just zoom in and out and you go through each of those map sets. But the key thing with TwoNav is the clarity of that screen. Really nice clarity of that screen. It's a traditional backlit screen. And again, today, I can't fault. No, we're a massive fan of TwoNav. I'll tell you some stories later on in the video that we've had with the TwoNavs. But yeah, we've sold a bucket load of units. Absolutely over the moon by the way it's going. So I really appreciate all that support. It's very much appreciated. One of the other key things that I'm really impressed with the TwoNav, and this across the whole range, is the way we can transfer our data over to the GPS unit. So we can do it either by USB cable, plug it into a computer, as you saw me doing yesterday, or alternatively, we can plan and transfer via the app. It's just a case of on your mobile phone, find the GPX file, and you literally just press and send it directly to your TwoNav, and that's across the whole range. In the Garmin range, only the top end GPS units have this functionality, but in all the TwoNav range we have this. So the nice thing is, if you don't have a computer, just have a tablet or a mobile phone, the TwoNav, any of the TwoNav GPS units gives you the functionality that you're looking for. You could plan our free route planning software on your tablet and then just wireless transfer it onto any of the TwoNav GPS units. So a great functionality across the whole range. This is what we found from TwoNav. There's not that much difference between each of the GPS units. So even the most basic one, the Cross Plus, or the cheapest one, has the same functionality or the main core functionality that we find on the most expensive, which is the Aventura 2 Plus, which is what I'm out with today. So really nice feature to give you that flexibility, whichever way you want to plan and transfer routes. So let's have a good in-depth look at the TwoNav Aventura 2. So here it is, really nice GPS unit. I say the clarity of the screen is absolutely great. Has this this is the battery on the back, so that's why it's a little bit bulky. It's got this battery that sits on the back. You put it on and off with this D-ring. You've got the USB here, so again, you can plug your USB if you want to transfer it via USB, and you'll also charge it in that way. We've also got a little hole at the top. We want to put a lanyard on it, and this is the speaker here. That's in the back. 100% waterproof, as I said earlier on, made in Spain. So here we are on the main GPS, part of the GPS unit. So This is the map page, which is what will be on the majority of the time. As I said, really nice cloud to screen. You've seen actually I've just detoured from the route. This is where I planned the route. I've actually detoured, just come to that really nice viewpoint back there. So it's just nice, really nice moving map. And you can change how this looks. At the moment I've got on 2 blue lines for the route that we're following, but you can change this accordingly. And the nice thing you can do with this GPS unit is you can move it around, you can zoom it in, etc. Plus or minus, you can see ahead of yourself. And if you want to go back, just press the little dot there and it takes you back to where you are. It really renders very quickly. It's not moving, it's not taking a while to render the map, as we've seen sometimes on other GPS units. Put this display down the bottom, which gives you the speed, distance, and etc. But again, we can go through the various pages accordingly and see what each of those pages are. So again, just press this button, you can go through the various pages. So button down the bottom right and you go through the pages, which again, these are all interchangeable. Compass page, trip computer page, how far we've walked, how far it is to the end, time of day, etc, etc. These are all completely interchangeable. Again, you can use the little arrows to go across these as well, or you can use the buttons down at the bottom. There's a button here to go through each of those pages. So really nice and easy. And as I said earlier on, is because we've got these rubber buttons and the joystick, you can use it with gloves on. And again, also it's got this touch screen as well. So if you want to use the touch screen, you can. It's nice. You've got both ways of doing it. And again, 2D, you've got 3D maps on here as well. And again, really nice functionality, you know, tap at the top, 92% battery life. Battery, I've only got a 40% backlight at the moment. And this is where we early on we looked at the GPS. Interesting to see what satellite signal now, down to 4 feet accuracy as well. And there's our 10-figure grid reference. So really nice, easy to use. As I said before, is when you're carry it in the carry case if you want to. Alternatively, what I've been doing a lot of the TwoNavs, you just press the power button lightly on the side. It switches the screen off. It keeps this light, blue light flashes at the top, which tells you the GPS is still recording and still measuring everything and navigating around the route. But then you can put it into your pocket, you can put it into the case or whatever, and it's not going to, you're not accidentally touch it. And again, it's just so nice. Just one button does it. You know, a lot of the GPS you're going to use two actions to do it. This is so simple. One button gets the screen on and on off. Key thing with the navigation of this is it is navigating more what we call a course or a track. So what happens with this is if we are navigating from waypoint to waypoint, but on the unit, it's not showing the waypoints on it. So what we do is we get a very loud audible beep, which is, again, we can change the way that sounds when we go off course, we can do. So what happens is you're going to follow this silent navigation, but if you do go off course, it will beep at you to tell you that that is the case. So overall, I'm really mighty impressed with it. Fantastic, say 35 hours of battery life and a really great it's at the top of the range from TwoNav. And again, it is a little bit bulky, and I'm going to be honest with you, but again, it's a little bit bulky compared to the Terra, which has the same size screen and is that little bit slimmer. But what we get is over twice the battery life that we did on the Terra, and and you've got the proper buttons down at the bottom. So really popular GPS unit. And again, you've seen a lot of me doing a number of videos with the TwoNavs. I'm mighty impressed with them, and again, our sales are showing that's the case. So a lot of people are embracing the TwoNav GPS units and really liking what they're giving us. So we're dropping down to Thropton on the wonderfully named Physic lane. So this drops all the way into Thropton. Thropton is the next village up the valley from Rothbury, a bit further up. We're going to cross the River Coquet at this point, and then we'll head on to the opposite side of the river on the Simonside and skirt back round. One of the key features with the TwoNav range of GPS units is the affordability of the 1 to 25k mapping option. It's actually only £50 more to get 125k mapping compared to 1 to 50k mapping. And I've said on this unit with the expandable memory, we do have the facility that you can actually put on 1 to 50 and 125k on that unit. So it's a real great addition. Today, the majority of our units have been going out with 125k mapping because it's really affordable with a TwoNav GPS unit. As we're coming back into Rothbury, I thought I'd quickly summarise my thoughts on the TwoNav Aventura 2 Plus. If you don't already know, I'm a massive fan of TwoNav as a GPS manufacturer. I think their support, I think the products they produce are absolutely second to none. And the Aventura 2 Plus certainly sits there at the top of that pile, doesn't it? 35 hours of battery life with an interchangeable battery. No, it works well off AA battery, so you are someone doing multi-day walks, if you're doing long distance trails where you may not be able to charge your GPS every night, this is certainly the GPS to go for. Also, with the memory card, we can put the best mapping on it, and again, as we grow, as we put overseas mapping on it, etc, etc, as you keep the GPS for time, you've got so much more space with that memory card in that GPS unit. Downside of it, I've got to be honest, it's a little bit bulkier with that battery on the back compared to the Terra, so you have to carry it in that carry case. I don't think that's a problem. I think the carry case is a nice product. I think it sits nice on my waistband, and that's not a problem, but just be aware you can't carry it up here. I've tried putting the carry case up here, it just didn't work for me. I was struggling to get it in and out. So you either go put a lanyard around your neck or carry it on a carry case in there. But other than that, I think it's a cracking GPS unit. I really like the buttons on there. True 4-season GPS unit. So if you do walk in winter, you want to keep your gloves on, you've got to go for this GPS unit, don't you? So I'm going to quickly walk back into Rothbury. I'm going to show you how we stop that with days walking and say my goodbyes then. So now we're at the end of the walk. You can just see the last waypoint was there and we are there. So I actually just accidentally touch it to press this. It senses the screen again, doesn't it? So what do we need to do at the end? We just press the stop button at the bottom and there's the track. 2 hours, 42 minutes, 7 miles. And we literally just press stop. Okay. And that's all the information there. 3.1 miles an hour average. How many feet we've climbed, etc, etc. So that's all the track data, all saved and finished. As the route's still showing on the map page, we need to just get rid of that route as well now. So we just press the 3 right bars down the bottom, go into routes, shows the active route at the top because it's got the little arrow next to it, the eye next to it. Let's tap on that. That brings it back down there, and now it won't be showing on the map page. So we'll come back to there. The route's now vanished on the map page. I very much hope you enjoy the latest walk and talk I've done with the TwoNav Aventura 2 Plus. If you have any thoughts or feedback about this walk or talk or this GPS unit, please leave a comment in the comment box below. And if you are thinking about buying an outdoor GPS unit, please do have a look at our website, which is gpstraining.co.uk. And don't forget, what we do that's quite unique, so we're not just selling you a box with a GPS unit, we give you a free online training course and telephone support and email support post-sale to help you get the most out of your GPS unit, whichever one you decide to go for. Again, it's been a lovely Sunday morning. I really appreciate you joining me. And as always, many thanks for watching.